The Aberfoyle High School Orchestra tuning up for the historic visit to their school by Her Majesty the Queen. The Queen's car will arrive at the school at precisely 11 o'clock. No, this is not the royal car. This is Mike Brosnan with the Come On Kids Royal Tour camera unit, attending a practice for the big event. The school are determined to get everything just right. And for this rehearsal, Her Majesty is played by Deputy Headmistress Julianne Keane.
Thank you.
Welcome to Aberfoyle Park High School.
Great pleasure. It looks a very, very attractive school.
As we approach the band, they'll be ready to play God Save the Queen.
Good. And I'll walk.
Aberfoyle Park High School is 20 kilometres from Adelaide and is just 3 years old. The headmaster, Mr Robinson, escorts the Deputy Headmistress on the route the Queen will take. It's going to be a very proud moment for the kids, teachers and the school. They won't get the real flag, the Queen's personal standard, until the day of the visit. But as the royal visitor approaches, Mr Robinson gives the orchestra their cue to play the real thing.
On Tuesday, the Hub Kindergarten will be seated on the lawn area here. They are adjacent to our school. And on our left-hand side will be the Senior Citizens group. It was planned that the Queen would visit the senior citizens. Instead, they're occupying our site. We're now moving mainly between lines of Year 8 and 9 students and moving up towards a Year 10 German language class.
Headmaster Mr Robinson takes Come On Kids on his school's royal tour.
The rooms that we're moving towards are called duplex rooms, and they can be used for housing when not needed for classroom use. Here we have a Year 10 modern language class studying German. The Queen will come in. They will greet her by saying, "Good afternoon, Your Majesty," in German. She is a proficient user of the German language, and likewise she'll greet them in return using German, and then move around and see some of the student work and talk to some of the students.
Guten Tag, Eure Majestät.
Ah, so the Queen might meet and talk to some of the kids, eh?
Okay, Kim, if you were lucky enough to have the Queen come up to you and ask you, let's say, what's your boyfriend's name, what would you say?
Well, I'd hopefully say, I would have said Wayne yesterday, but I wouldn't say anyone now.
And what special thing would you like to say to the Queen if she did come up to you and ask you something?
Hi, how's it going?
The preparation has been quite considerable, but we believe that children should sense an occasion like this, and so we're quite prepared to spend a considerable time getting ready for the occasion. Girls, would you stop typing, please? On Tuesday, when I bring Her Majesty into the room, I'll first introduce her to Mrs Arnold, and they will exchange greetings, and then I'll invite you to say good afternoon, Her Majesty. Can we try that, please?
Good afternoon, Your Majesty.
And the school's computer centre, which boasts the very latest technology, will also receive the royal visitor. These lads have designed a computerised flag waver. But we're not sure if the girls are really going to introduce the Queen to their favourite television show. One of the students who will meet the Queen is Matilda Dryden, and she'll present to the royal family a painting by her father, noted Australian artist David Dryden.
Oh, Mr Robinson approached my father and asked if he'd be prepared to give a painting to be presented to her. And Mr Robinson and Mrs Robinson and Mr Kushel came up to our place and they chose this one. It's one of about 30 paintings from a collection which is going for exhibition in Houston, Texas in March for the 150 years.
And what is it of?
It's of the Koorong.
Well, the rehearsal went off without a hitch, but Mike couldn't leave without having a bop with the school orchestra. They could play this piece if Prince Charles and maybe Princess Diana ever get down to Aberfoyle Park High School. It's just a bit of musical relaxation while they wait for the big day. I didn't know Mike could bop along with an orchestra. He did a great job. Well, of course, as he said before, that's just the rehearsal. Yesterday was the big day for the Aberfoyle Park High School. But just keep in mind, everybody else in Australia who's been preparing and doing their own thing, getting ready for the Queen's special visit to our shore. And on behalf of everyone here at Come On Kids, we'd just like to say, good on you guys, on a job well done. And this is what happened yesterday. The rehearsal's over, this is the real thing. The Queen just being greeted by the Minister of Education, Mr. Crafter. And wow, I guess everybody was really nervous. Now there she's walking with the Minister of Education and also the headmaster, Mr. Robinson. And isn't this great? She has gone to the computer room. Just as well, I mean, they did rehearse it.
Good afternoon, Your Majesty.
And there's the flag waver. Great. I wonder what she thought about this terrific computer room. And everything worked as planned, which is just as well. And this, well, that was a special painting we told you about, presented by Matilda Dryden to the Queen. And her father did that terrific painting.
And the Queen loves paintings, doesn't she?
She sure does.
Hi, Your Majesty.
She may not be watching, but she just may be, so it's probably a good idea to say hello.
So once again, we'd just like to say big congratulations, not only to the kids and also the teachers, everybody at the Aberfoyle Park High School, but I guess to everyone around Australia who has helped make the Queen's visit to Australia so special.
That's for sure. And speaking about special things, on tomorrow's show, we've got all kinds of things. Actually, starting with more details about where the